Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Claude and the Banstas. And today I've got a special guest, a big Arsenal fan. He actually born and bred in North London, and he's now in Los Angeles, in LA. What a life, eh? And I'm going to introduce you, Lawrence Emmanuel. How are you, mate?
Yeah, hi Claude. How you doing?
Lawrence, let's start with your background. Do you when was the first game you went to see at the Arsenal?
Yeah, that was back in 1968. I went to see Arsenal play QPR, and we won the game 2-1 with goals from Terry Neal and Frank McClintock. So I've been watching Arsenal longer than you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was watching. I tell people I was watching. What?
Terry Neal scored. Jeez.
Terry Neal and Frank McClintock scored.
Jeez, and then you must have been. You must have been at the most. I think I've seen the pictures. I've seen the video. That must have been the best atmosphere for a long at Highbury you've ever seen. The Fairs Cup final again, Anderlecht.
Yeah.
You could feel that atmosphere that night. It must have been a great atmosphere that night. We turned a 3-1
deficit and come back and won 3-0. And it was just unbelievable that night because I went with my dad to that game, and it was just unbelievable because I actually saw Arsenal win a trophy a couple of years after starting watching them. You know, I was there for the double year as well. You know, I've witnessed many highs and many lows. You know, but yeah, winning that Fairs Cup, as it was known back then, was brilliant.
Yeah, that night, I mean, it was full capacity, wasn't it? No, full capacity.
Yeah, I think it was 60,000 crammed into Highbury.
So was it pay? It wasn't. I mean, in them days, it wasn't paying. Was you paying at the gate, weren't you? Still paying at the gate.
There were no all ticket matches.
That's what I'm trying to say. So you had to get there early to get a good position, innit? I'll make sure you get. Yeah, because I remember when I was going in the 70s at the big games, if you didn't turn up early, you've had it. Because and you were squashed in the North Bank like that, wasn't you? On some games, and, in the big
exactly.
So yeah. And but that night it must have been. I mean, I can hear it when I'm watching the video of the game. I can hear that atmosphere, and I don't think you. Yeah, I wasn't even there, but the atmosphere that night must have been incredible. Is it probably one of the best atmospheres you've been involved in?
Yeah, it is. It ranks up there. I mean, my best moment being an Arsenal fan was when we won the league at Anfield in '89. Nothing will ever beat that night.
No.
That night in 1970, because we were in a hole. We were 3-1 down from the first leg, and we looked like we had blown our chance. But we played so fantastically in the return leg, and we defied the odds, and we beat Anderlecht 3-0. And it was unbelievable. I remember Frank McClintock being cheered off the pitch by fans, holding the trophy. It was brilliant that night.
Yeah. So then it went on, and of course, the double night. Was you at White Hart Lane for the 71 game?
Well, I tried to. You couldn't get in. You couldn't get in because I was, you know.
I know people have told me, because I was still too young then. But people have told me that people were queuing up from midday to get into that game.
Yeah, exactly. They were queuing up from lunchtime, and even then, there were people who didn't get in.
Jesus, that's incredible.
Because they said the queues were going right around the ground.
Obviously, was a lot. Arsenal fan must have just took nearly the whole stadium over then. Were they taking the whole stadium from? Yeah.
I mean, I seen the highlights on video where all you could see on the pitch at White Hart Lane were red and white scarves.
Yeah.
You know, so.
When you, I mean, in them days, if I can remember right, you could only get the score from Panorama, innit, at the end of the game, innit?
Yeah.
Can't remember right.
Yeah.
There was no match of the day or live football then, was there? So the only way you
well, it was a Monday. It was a Monday night game, Claude. It was a Monday night game.
And but there was no live games. Was there highlights? There were no highlights even. That's amazing.
I can't remember because I was listening to it on the radio.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So but those were the days, you know.
Yeah, and of course we all remember them. The cup final at Wembley. Did you go to that cup final at Wembley?
Yeah, I was there for the Liverpool game when Charlie George done the business for us in extra time. Oh God, you just knew when the Charlie George was running at goal, he was going to score. He was lethal in front of goal.
Anyway, so your support for the Arsenal, of course, is quite. You supported Arsenal until you had to. When was it that you actually moved to Los Angeles?
I moved at the tail end of '91. It was, in fact, it's 29 years. Last week that I first moved out here.
29 years.
Long time. Yeah, I tell people I came out here with Christopher Columbus. But no, it's 29 years.
91.
I came out here
just after we won
the
title, or was it before we won the league title?
No, it was after we won the league title, you know, in '91. It was November '91. I came out here initially to spend the festive season with my family that's out here, and I thought I was only going to be out here for 6 weeks, and then I was coming back to London at the turn of the new year to look for work. But my mother, who lived out here, had an ulterior motive, because at the time that I was coming out here, they were having a green card lottery for British expatriates. And she didn't tell me this, but she put my name into the draw. Even before I landed out here, my name got picked out of the hat.
Yeah.
So I've been here ever since.
And you've not regretted it?
No. It's a different lifestyle, different culture. I've forgotten what snow looks like. I've forgotten what frost looks like. You know, I mean, we're having an Indian summer out here in Los Angeles. Recently, the weather's been 90 degrees. It's starting to get a bit cold now, but you know, if you came out here now, Claude, you would think it was July instead of December.
So what, you're getting good weather all year round there, yeah?
Yeah. Well, we haven't had rain out here for 200 days, they say.
Jesus.
The last drop of rain we had was 200 days ago. I mean, it's crazy.
Anyway, I was going to get on to now, because everyone wants to know about your feelings about what's happening at the Tar Football Club, yeah? Because you still follow it. I know you watch the games live. Sometimes tell people what sort of time you watch the games over there, mate.
Okay. Well, during the season, I watch the games on NBC, which is the main channel, and they cover every game. They cover all the games. If there's games being played at the same time, you can pick and choose which game you want to watch. Saturday, the coverage normally starts around about 4:30 in the morning out here in Los Angeles. So basically, it screws up my my social life. So I go to bed early on a Friday. I get up at 4 o'clock, and I watch the first game at 4:30, and then they have another one at 7 o'clock, which is like 3 o'clock where you are. And then they have a late game, which is normally on at around about 9:30 out here. But because of what's going on right now with the pandemic, they have another game on at like 11:30, 12 o'clock. So we get 3 or 4 games on a Saturday. We then, on a Sunday, we get the 2 main games.
Yeah.
But as I said, with what's going on, we're getting every game that's been played in the Premier League right now. We get all the Monday games, and then we get all the Champions League games on CBS, which is one of the other main channels out here. We also get the Europa League, so I get to watch Arsenal playing the Europa League at Thursday lunchtime. It's just amazing, because when I first came out here, the only way you would watch an English football match would be to go down to a British bar at 7 o'clock in the morning. And even then, you had to be one of the first ones in the queue, because the bar got so jam-packed that they had to turn people away from the door.
Right. That's yes. So there's a big Arsenal fans. A lot of Arsenal fans where you are. There are a lot of Arsenal fans.
Yeah. I'm a member of a Facebook group called Arsenal LA, and we all congregate at this British pub in the Valley, in a place called Studio City. It's called the Fox and Hounds.
Oh, right.
And it's I don't know if you know Steve Manios. He normally goes over to some of the games at the Emirates.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of the founders
From LA. Yeah. Steve,
yeah. LA
he done a thing with Robbie, didn't he? Didn't he do a thing with Robbie?
Yeah. That's right. He's one of the founders of the group. And before we were all in lockdown and all this stuff, you know, I'd go down to the pub, right, and I'd meet Steve and all the other LA Gooners, you know, and you wouldn't believe how many showed up, you know. Like we would have one part of the bar, the Chelsea fans would have the other part of the bar, you know, and then we had the Scousers come in to watch their game, and the Man United. So it's a really unique atmosphere in there.
No, it's good. That's great. It's nice, isn't it? That's right. Good.
Yeah.
Tell me about Stan Kroenke. You know more about it, because you have that guy over there in LA. He's based now in LA, isn't he?
Yeah.
What's your real feelings, and what's your give us your impressions, what you think of Stan Kroenke, but try and keep it clean.
Yeah, I know. No, so I can't tell you what I really think about him. No, I mean, I think the guy who runs the World Wrestling Federation summed it up perfectly. He said that Stan Kroenke is a bad businessman. You know, he never invests his own money into any of these ventures. He always borrows. You know, he never puts one penny of his own cash into any sports venture. And the way he's running our club into the ground just makes me really angry. You know, I told this to Robbie when he came out here last summer when Arsenal played Bayern Munich out here in Los Angeles. And I said, Stan Kroenke is using Arsenal Football Club as an ATM machine to finance his building of this stadium out here for his NFL team. I mean, and he is. I mean, he is disliked everywhere. Everyone I've spoken to, that they do not like this man because he knows nothing about sports. It's not just English football. He knows nothing. He looks at all these sports clubs that he owns as business. He doesn't look at them like a sports team. They're just money machines for him. I
understand that. So, but what does he? So you're saying he doesn't really have any? He don't have any. So does he leave everything to his son then? Is his son? Is he? How is his son? Does his son seem to be?
I don't know. He's got he's head of this group called KSC, and he's got people there that do all of the donkey work for him. You know, I mean, all he does is he's good at talking, but he never backs up his words with action. You know, he took the NFL team that he had in St. Louis and moved them out here to Los Angeles after he told everybody in St. Louis he wasn't going to relocate the team. So he's not liked in St. Louis. I haven't spoken to one person who really has a good word for him whatsoever.
Now you're worrying me. So he's a sort of guy.
I don't want to worry you, Claude, but I'm giving you the truth, mate.
No, but what I'm trying to say, this relocation, that worries me because is he the
I know.
He could do that here? And do you think he would do that over Arsenal? Like,
if he could, he would. If he could, he would. If knowing him, he'd probably move us back to.
Hasn't he? He has got 100% control of the club now.
Yeah. I'm sure he would find a way. I'm sure he would find a way to move us back to Woolwich if he could.
Well, I'm worried that he's going to move us to America.
You never know. You never know. I keep telling people that I won't be surprised.
We should laugh about it, but I mean, it's dangerous. Someone has got 100%. How we got into that situation where we've I blame Nina Bracewell-Smith, all these people that sold shares to him just to take their money. They say they love the football club, but obviously they love their money more than the football club at the time because they sold it, and then they're the ones that are complaining about him now. But they're the ones that sold him the shares. So,
well, I've got to let you into a secret, Claude. When I heard he was buying the club, I was thrilled because I thought, oh wow, we've got someone who's going to pump some money into the club and be like Roman Abramovich and give us funds to go out and buy top quality players. I didn't know who Stan Kroenke was back then until, I met people who had experiences with him. And, I just don't know how he does business, how he can get away with what he does. Honestly, don't. I mean, at that game against Bayern Munich, him and his son and Vinay and Edu and Raul were sitting in one of the executive boxes above where all the Arsenal fans were sitting to watch the game. And the abuse he got that night was unbelievable. I mean, he literally had to run back inside the executive box because he was getting a lot of abuse from us that were below him.
Who was there? Was there troops there at the time? Because he said he had.
Troops was there. Robbie was there. All the American Arsenal fans. We spotted him sitting in the executive box. I don't know if any of you have ever been to the LA Galaxy Stadium out here, but they've got executive boxes in one corner of the ground, and he was sitting in the box that was right underneath where all the Arsenal fans were, and someone spotted it sitting up, and as soon as we spotted him, we started hurling abuse at him, and it got to the point where his security people had to usher him back inside the box because it really got nasty.
Yeah, but was Troops one of them? Because I heard Troops had a shout.
Oh, I think Troops had a go at him at one of the other games. I think it was when we played Colorado, which is the MLS team he owned. But as I said, I remember that vividly because the following day was the day that we signed Nicolas Pepe, when his son told us to be excited at what was going on at the club.
Yeah, look at that as that's turned out. I mind you, I do like Pepe, but it seems to me at the moment, it's not the signing that everyone wanted.
No, I mean, to me, To me, Claude, I think Pepe's overrated.
Yeah,
I honestly do.
it's a difficult one for me because, to tell you the truth, it is a difficult one for me because, it's a difficult one for me because when I'm thinking about it, I like to give players a year at least in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Before I start judging them. I remember Robert Perez. I know not the same league, but I remember it took him a year before he got going, and so I like to give players a chance. But he's doing it in patches, but he's not. I don't know. He's just not getting it, is he, at the moment?
Yeah.
But that suspension there, it might give him a good kick up the backside, and when he does,
well, I mean. Yeah, I mean, well, he can play in the Europa League games, you know. I mean, expecting him to play on Thursday against Dundalk.
I hope we do play some young players in there, as there's nothing to play for in that anymore. So we could give a few people more of a go. But yeah, with the Kroenke, that stadium. Can I ask you, how much did you pay for that ticket to watch that game?
What, the Arsenal Bayern Munich game?
Yeah.
God, I can't remember. I think it was like $50, which is about
a lot of money.
£35.
About £30, isn't it? 30 quid, isn't it?
Yeah.
It seems a lot of money for a.
Yeah.
But then I suppose because it's Arsenal and they don't come to America, they can put the price what they want, can't they? Was it a full house? Was it a full house?
It was, yeah. Arsenal have come out to Los Angeles.
I think Arsenal won that game. Arsenal win that game.
Yeah, we won 2-1. I can't remember. Eddie Nketiah scored the winner.
Did Martinelli play in that?
No, I think he may have been one of the subs. Because I think he may have come on as a substitute in that game.
Yeah, so just show you we beat Bayern Munich. They must have had their third team.
Yeah. Well, Serge Gnabry was playing for them. I remember that.
That's another regret we got let. Yeah. I know. I remember you as being. I can still remember you with wanting Wenger, so anti you pushing for Wenger to go, and like all of us at the time, and like a few of us at the time, and it was the right time to go. But the thing is now we seem to have gone even further backwards, Lawrence. Don't you think? Since he's gone, we've gone further. We're not. It's like we're not addressing the slide. We're not. I don't know. It just maybe it's that.
See, my view on it is that this all stems from the last years of Wenger's reign and Ivan Gazidis running the club into the ground. You know, I feel sorry for Arteta because, you know, he's on a hiding to nothing. I mean, what he did last year by winning the FA Cup was unbelievable. I just couldn't believe that, you know. And I said at the start of the season is that I was going to give him a free pass until the end of this year, see if he can win us another trophy. If he doesn't, then I'm sorry, he has to go. But what I've seen recently, I haven't seen Arsenal perform this badly since the mid-70s, where for 2 seasons, 74, 75, 75, 76, we were fighting relegation from the old First Division.
Yeah, I remember Bertie Mee.
I don't. Yeah, but that signalled the end of Bertie Mee's reign because he got virtually dismantled the double team of 71.
Yeah, well,
and he brought in players.
I don't know what happened with. I mean, because I was too young to remember, but what happened with Charlie? He never got on with Charlie George, did he? There was a bit of a thing with him and George.
I don't know what happened. I mean, I remember when we had the power cuts in the early 70s, when they had to play, And I think what Charlie George's last game for us was against Wolves, and the game had to be played on a Wednesday lunchtime because there was no midweek games played at night. And me and my mate, we bunked off school in our blazers, in our school uniforms, to go up to Highbury to watch the game. You know, and and I think that was his last game for us. And then there was a thing about he could have gone to Tottenham. He almost went to and joined Tottenham, but in the end he went to Derby County. I don't know why he fell out with maybe it was the long hair.
Did he get a call from Dave Mackay? Was it? He got a call from Dave Mackay.
Yeah, I think so. Not sure.
Yeah, so and he could have gone to Spurs. Yeah, they were trying to buy Tottenham. Were trying to. That would have been incredible.
Yeah.
Spurs.
I don't think he would have ever gone to join Tottenham.
He's so Arsenal when he's so much Arsenal. Even now you see him. He leaves Arsenal. If you see him, if you go you go along that Blackstock Road, you see him now and again, and he just lives and breathes Arsenal, mate. He's he is Arsenal through and through. So that was then, and I look at Kroenke, right? You're now saying it's all Kroenke, but is it because he's given money he has given money now? He gave 70 million for Pepe, yeah. Let's get it right. And he has given us money in the past, but it has been wasted by the recruitment, hasn't it? Let's get this right.
Oh yeah.
Is it really 100% him, or is it also the recruitment in the club that is well? Because I'm looking at a guy, and I'm thinking, I don't think he has no knowledge of the football. He has no knowledge of football.
Yeah.
He's just invested into a club, right? And he's leaving that knowledge to people he thinks he knows, who know the game.
Yeah.
Is it the recruitment more to blame?
Yeah.
Because he's giving the money. But if you think about it, we spent 35 million on Mustafi, 35 million on Granit Xhaka, right?
Yeah.
At 35 million, we could have bought 31 million. We could have got Kante. We went 35 million on Xhaka. So there's a start for it, right? Why aren't we spotting these players like Kante? How is it that Leicester can spot a player like Kante before forget about what he went for Chelsea? How Leicester could even cheaper, and we couldn't spot him at the time. And it rolls and rolls and rolls, isn't it? And what I'm trying to say to you, yes, it's not about the spending so much. It's more about who's recruiting these players and who's dealing with agents as well. And are we paying off? Are we buying players to suit agents as well? And that's just where we come to Raul's relationship with Kia Jaratzin, whatever his name is. Kia, do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Well, I look at it this way.
There is a bigger picture than just Stan, if you see what I mean, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I look at it this way. It's, people are yelling for Arteta's head, but I think the real person who's culpable is Edu. He's the sporting director or the director of football. He's the one that buys the players. And I'm thinking, well, what, he can't be good at scouting if he's getting these players that are pretty average.
There's Danny Boy saying, why haven't we got someone like David O'Leary on the board?
I thought David O'Leary had joined the board.
No, I don't think he's on the board. He's always at the games,
no.
But I don't think he's on the board, no.
Okay, because somebody texted me saying that O'Leary had joined the board.
Well, if he has, I mean, I might be corrected, but I can't see.
Yeah,
he is at the games. I know he's at the games, but I think he would have had a lot more to say if he was on the board.
Yeah,
because he doesn't. He's not one to keep quiet. Someone's saying there, Danny Boyd 72. Kroenke didn't loan the club money. He paid the stadium loan off. He can't own his own self money. Apparently, he's paid the club the stadium loan off as well.
When he joined the club, he was paying himself a £3 million advisory fee. What's that for? What was he doing? Yeah. He knows nothing about football. So what's he taking £3 million out of Arsenal Football Club?
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So yeah, people smash the likes, please. Thank you very much, Ryan, for that. Paul Smith says Arsenal deserve so much better. It's a joke. We moved to the ground and got promised the world. This is where I loved Highbury.
Yeah,
it's a shame they couldn't build
Me
around.
too.
I love it. It's such a unique place, and when I see all them flats in there, I want to cry. I want to cry my eyes out because I just love that Avenel Road. All them people down Avenel Road. That Avenel Road, you couldn't move it, could you? On match day,
yeah,
everyone congregating on Avenel Road, and
there was an aura about the place, Claude, wasn't there?
Yeah, that cigar smelling in the one, and it was great. I know it wasn't what you're getting now, but it was something. It felt like a football ground. It feels like you're going to a theatre now rather than a football ground. If you get my meaning.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember when the Metropolitan Police Band did the halftime entertainment?
Exactly.
And they marched up and down the pitch, and the leader would chuck his I don't know what it was, his caber in the air, and he did it one time, and he dropped it in front of the North Bank.
Exactly. And I when I'm thinking about it, the scoreboard, when you had the program,
the alphabet. When they had the alphabet thing on the side of the pitch, and they had the policeman who sang up before the game, Alex Morgan.
And then you had also when the teams come out, good old Arsenal, you know that
good old Arsenal,
And I love that when the away team would come out. Sometimes would come out first, and then the good old Arsenal when they come out of the tunnel. Which wasn't a big tunnel, by the way. It was like a greenhouse, thing, wasn't it? A little greenhouse.
Yeah.
And you're watching them come out. It's just unbelievable, and I'll never forget that. It's just there's something about it that at the ground that is unique. It's just I miss it, mate. I miss it.
And when the Dagenham Girl Pipers would parade the trophy, if we won a trophy. The Dagenham Girl Pipers, the following season, would parade the trophy around the ground.
You know, I can't feel that at the Emirates. I can't feel it. It hasn't got no. It's soulless, mate. For me, it's soulless.
I've never been. One day I'm going to come back. And watch a game there. It's on my bucket list. So. I mean, I miss Highbury. I mean, I used to love going up there on a Saturday. Yeah,
and Arsenal's Alex says it's David Dean that brought. Yeah, everyone's going on about David Dean. He's the one that suggested Kroenke in the first place. People forget that.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good point, Arsenal Alex.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But I just, Lawrence. What was it, that game? When we won the title against, I watched it. Well, that's right, because we played Nottingham Forest. Were playing Liverpool.
Yeah. Man United.
Big match live. It was the ITV were doing it, I think.
Yeah.
And they got beat, didn't they? And we had.
They lost.
Won the title. We're going to Highbury, all drinking, celebrating. You know, the match was just a second thought because we didn't have to win it anymore. It was fucking It's amazing. You know, everyone was already celebrating, and we ran it off.
It was against Man United.
Yeah, Alan Smith.
Against Man United. Yeah.
The only thing that ruined it that night was that goal at the end, because it ruined the record. We could have had the record for defensive record as well that night. But that goal we let in was the only thing that ruined it that night. But and it's amazing because they had beaten us 6-2 that year in the League Cup.
I remember that. Yeah,
Lee Sharp got a hat trick. That I think Lee Sharp. So
I think that was a fluke result.
That game when we lost 6-2, we lost. No, 6-2.
6-2, yeah.
It's amazing.
And at one point,
we only lost one league game.
Yeah, and we should have won that game. That game at Chelsea.
And I'm not mistaken, I think we lost in the FA Cup 1-0 to West Ham. I think it was.
No, that was 1980. We lost.
No, not in the final. I'm talking about in the third round of the FA Cup, not third or fourth round of the FA Cup that year. We lost 1-0 to West Ham that year. 89, yeah.
89, yeah.
Was it 89 or was it
89? 90?
Yeah.
The 89 we lost to West. Leroy Rosenior scored.
That's it. Yeah. But in 1991 we lost the semi-final to Spurs, didn't we? That's right. I'm getting them all mixed up. That's it. I'm getting mixed up now. But I can never forget. I'll never forget that, man. I'll never forget that night. We were all fucking. And I can still. My real piss up was because 79 to 87 we won nothing. Yeah. And believe it or not, League Cup, that League Cup semi-final against Spurs, mate. I was so unbelievable night when we were 1-0 down with 15 minutes to go. Yeah. The Spurs celebrating. Do you remember that night?
Yeah. No, the guy in the tunnel.
I'm in the Park Lane and I'm getting crushed against the bar. Because in them days, those bars, isn't it? The terraces, because everyone was like that, weren't they? Because they try to fit everyone in after Hillsborough.
That night, that game, Claude, they sold out of tickets before the match, and so all the Arsenal fans bought tickets off the touts that were for the Shell. And I got one of those tickets. So about 15 minutes before the game kicked off, the old Bill had to let us out and walk us around the ground to the Park Lane end.
Yeah.
Because there was about 2,000 Arsenal in the shelf that night.
Yeah. Oh, I can remember that. Yeah, I can remember everyone. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then the final, that was a great day at Wembley.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. That's the night I went to the Gunners pub after the game. After the final, all we sang that night was 1-0 down, 2-1 up. We fucked Rush's record up. If you remember, because Rushy had that, and I'll never forget that. And they're such great days, man. That was only the League Cup then, but look at it now. What the League Cup has turned into. But it was brilliant. Yeah, brilliant night. You know what I mean? It was fun. We drunk and I got home. I had the suitcase thrown out the window. She was annoyed. She didn't want me to go to the game. She didn't want me to go to the game, mate.
Well, what's the matter with women? I mean,
that's why I'm single, mate. That's why I'm single.
Yeah. No, I mean that was the start. You know, I mean, as you said, we had 8 years of nothing after we beat Man United in '79, and along came George Graham, and he just turned us into a monster. You know. We won the League Cup, and then we went on to win the league at Anfield a couple of years after that. As I said, that's the greatest game I've ever seen, and nothing will ever surpass that game. And then we won the league again a couple of years after that by losing just one game. And then a couple of years after that, we did the League Cup and FA Cup double. We're the first team to do that.
Yeah. And then I mean, the Palmer game. I mean, there's two tactical games where George Graham showed what manager he was. That Palmer, the '89, where I don't think Wenger would have done that. What he done there that night at Anfield. But let's not forget at the time, Liverpool were a fucking great side.
Yeah.
88-89, they were a fantastic side. And to win that league that year was incredible.
No, nobody gave us a chance.
We had a very young
gave us a chance, Claude.
We had a very young team. We
were running away with that league title, and we blew it by losing to Derby and drawing with Wimbledon. And Liverpool had caught up with us and had overtaken us when they beat West Ham 5-1. We had to win by 2 goals to win the league on goal difference. And nobody gave us a chance in hell. And we proved them all wrong. Yeah. No, I felt we could do it. I mean, I was the only one on the coach going up there that felt we could do it. Everyone else was feeling negative, and so we've blown it. You know, it's typical Arsenal. But I knew I had a gut feeling we would do it. And when Mickey Thomas done what he did, right, it was like, when you see that thing in a movie where the movie is in normal speed 1 minute and then it goes into slow motion the next minute. That's how that Mickey Thomas moment was like for me, because the ball took forever to go in the net.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can imagine it. Yeah. I can imagine it, mate. What about the Palmer game? No, we're going on to different. I mean, that team we had out. I mean, that you could write it off, couldn't you? Ian Wright wasn't playing as well; he was suspended. But that Palmer team was something else as well. How did he pull that off? And that night, I was hiding. I thought, oh, they're going to score. I know they're going to score in a minute. Well, then they hit I think in the post. Brolin hit the post. I think they had Brolin. They pummeled us. They absolutely.
We only had one.
And
I was at the game, Claude.
Yeah.
I went out there to Denmark. I flew from Los Angeles to London.
Yeah.
And I stayed at a friend's house. Went to the West Ham game the following day, which we lost 2-0.
I couldn't go to that because of work, but I couldn't go to that for work. But I can imagine it. It was great.
I mean, it was like they had taken the whole of North London and planted it in Copenhagen that night. It was just unbelievable. And we only had one shot on target when Alan Smith scored. And for the remaining 89 minutes, I don't know how he did it, but David Seaman just kept Palmer at bay.
Yeah, the post
I mean, David Seaman had the game of his life that night.
Oh, yeah. What a night that was. And and then we had the following year, the fucking Zaragoza game where
God, don't remind me of that.
Oh, right at the death.
He had to be an ex-Tottenham player who won it for him.
Oh, right at the death. Yeah, and then of course we got the Wenger years where it was a good 98. We've had great times. 2004, the unbeaten season, where people still go on about it now. But I don't know about you, Lawrence. I would have rather, and this is how I see it, I would have rather lost one game and won the Champions League that year, because that team should have won the Champions League. I was
so gutted. I was so gutted that we lost that Champions League final. I still, to this day, I don't know how we lost it. We were in command until 10 minutes from the end, and we gave away 2 bad goals. Well, I mean, we lost our goalkeeper because of what he did in the first half, Lehmann. And then we had to have Almunia in goal, and I think it was at fault for both of them because he was badly positioned for both of those goals.
Yeah,
because I was so heartbroken, because I think had we won the Champions League, I honestly believe Wenger would have strengthened the squad even more. We would have been a major force. I mean, we were a major force.
I'm talking about 2004 when we should have we beaten Chelsea in the league, Chelsea in the FA.
Oh, okay.
That's where I would have taken one defeat in the unbeaten season, because we would have beaten Chelsea in the FA Cup, beat them in the league, right? Twice in the league, home and away, beat them in the FA Cup. we absolutely we should have won it at Stamford Bridge in the first leg. I think Perez got our goal, but then second leg we looked knackered because we put all that effort into that FA Cup semi-final and all in the league, worried about the league and everything else. That we just completely lost it. We lost that semi-final against United. Then we lost that one, and then we recovered. Thank God for the Liverpool game, but only after half time where we were losing 2-1, and everyone was starting to say, "This is going wrong. This is all going wrong." And then second half, Thierry turns the game around. But I would have changed it. I would have took one defeat in the Premier League that season to be champions of Europe, be the first.
Yeah.
Not have them have been the first. Chelsea have been the first London club.
But that was the year we beat Inter Milan 5-1, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. That team. Even Arrigo Sacchi said we were the best team in Europe that season. He said we were the best team in Europe that season, but we won nothing.
Yeah.
We didn't do it. We didn't win it. Well, that was the time we should have won the Champions League that time. But what can
I can't believe we've been in the Champions League for 20 seasons and we only got to one final in that time.
And even that final, how many chances Thierry Henry had to just sit?
Yeah, I know.
The one game we wanted him to do it in, he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't. But I think that was. In that season, we went. There was a sequence of games where we didn't concede a goal, innit? All through.
Yeah, in the knockout stage. Yeah,
that was with Flamini playing at left back, and Senderos in the team, wasn't it? And we didn't concede. And then
amazing.
Ashley Cole come back for the final, and then we got fucking beat. So what can you do? What can you do? And then Ashley Cole left the next year, isn't it? I mean, just with Mourinho and meeting him in a hotel, and then it all went into decline. And of course, I can never forget after that. I think Wenger just lost it after that because then he started.
He stayed too long. He stayed too long, Claude. He should have gone. He should have gone after. He should have gone after after the whole City Cup final.
Well, I would have gone before. What about the Birmingham one?
Yeah. Oh, don't.
And then I think he lost it as well in that we weren't unlucky that year. I mean, when Eduardo broke his leg, though, when he broke his leg.
Yeah. I mean, we should. Yeah, and we should have won the. We should have won the league in. Excuse me, 2014.
Yeah. Oh no. No, wasn't it the year when Leicester won it? We should have won it as well, wasn't it that year?
Yeah.
That year we should have won it.
Yeah.
We should have won it that year, and then we messed up there because the only player he bought was Pedacek, and he didn't buy a striker. And Giroud went 2 months without scoring. Oh.
Yeah, and when we were losing 5-1 to Liverpool and 6-0 to Chelsea and 6-3 to Man City.
Yeah, that's after. Yeah, I know what you mean now.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
So, where do you see it going now, Lawrence? The rest of the season, mate. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I still can't get over the fact we're in 15th spot. And if Brighton win today, we could be 60.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just
easy one on Sunday, haven't we? We've got a nice easy one Sunday. That should put us back on track.
I don't know, Claude, because do you remember when we played Leicester a month ago? Yeah. And everyone was going on about the fact that Leicester hadn't won at Arsenal for 40 odd years.
Burnley are not Leicester, are they? Burnley are bottom.
Well, we did. I don't know. I mean, who would have thought Fulham would have won at Leicester the other day?
Oh yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, you got.
You know, I don't know. I mean, on paper, we should wipe the floor with them. But the way we're playing right now, who knows what's going to happen? Because the last time Burnley won at Arsenal was in 1974, and I can hear all the pundits saying, "Oh, well, look, Burnley haven't won at Arsenal for 46 years. It's about time they do something. Lo and behold, it will happen. I hope I'm proved wrong, you know, but you just can't tell with this team because, you know, the players we've got right now, there's only 4 or 5 that deserve to be in the team.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a squad of 35 players in the first team squad altogether, and I wrote a list out last night on who should stay in and who should go. And out of those 35 players, 17 need to be kicked out. They're not good enough.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's a comment coming in here. The only way forward is to stop effing Kroenke or whatever. But the only problem is, how do we get Kroenke out? Do we need someone to buy the? And is there any guarantee? Is there any guarantee that it's going to be any different?
I don't know. I mean, there's this Nigerian guy who says he can buy out Kroenke. And he said that he's going to make Kroenke an offer that he can't refuse. His name's Dan Cotti, right? Or Danco?
Yeah, Dan Cotti, yeah.
He says that he'll make Stan Kroenke an offer he can't refuse next year. You know, I mean, I hope he does, but we don't know what this guy's all about.
Yeah, but then does this guy understand that he needs to get the right people in the right places and to recruit properly? I don't think it's a matter of the money going, because we spent £70 million on one player last year. So it's not about the money, because the money's there. But if you're spending £72 million on a player, spend it properly. Let's spend it right. Let's spend it, not spend 35 million on Granit Xhaka. 70 million between Xhaka and Mustafi. Come on, where are we going here?
But Claude.
And then we picked up Gabriel, odd million.
Yeah, but Claude, we actually spent 50 million on Pepe. The other 20 million went in Sanelli's pocket, didn't it?
Well, if that's the truth, then it's scandalous. If that is true, that's terrible. And Arsenal should have reported that. I mean,
but the thing is, you know, I don't know what direction this team's going in right now, because you can predict how Arsenal are going to play. You know, it's slow, boring, sideways, backwards football, and you're not going to win games by playing like that. You know, it just doesn't work that way. The name of the game is sticking a ball in the back of a net more times than your opponent, and you're not going to achieve that by constantly playing sideways, backwards, playing little triangles amongst you on the edge of the box. You know, every other team I see play, as soon as they get to the edge of the opponent's box, they sling the ball in, and there's always someone there to put it in the net. We can't even do that. We've got a fullback who can't even take a throw in.
Well, this is
and he gets picked at. He gets picked ahead of Cedric. I mean, Bellerin has done the foul throw 5 times this season, and he gets in ahead of Cedric. What's that all about?
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? It does make you wonder, really, what it is all about, Lawrence. But I mean, he's on a 4-year contract, and he can't get in the team. 4-year contract. We've just given him a 4-year contract. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But then, I mean, I saw Pablo Mari the other day. He was outstanding, and I do what he.
Why didn't he play? Why was El Neni on the bench yesterday?
Oh, exactly. I mean,
you know,
when he played, he's done well, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, and the way Xhaka plays sideways all the time, we should move the goalposts from the end of the pitch and put them on the halfway line, because they will probably score.
Anyway, okay. Let's see if there's anything else. Let's have a look in the chat before we go. Someone said you weren't a real fan until you left
felt the warm
on the North Bank. Oh dear.
Do you remember the guy who used to sell the peanuts on the North Bank?
Yeah, roasted peanuts.
Yeah.
Little hut right at the back for the shitty bar, wasn't it? It was shit bar, but right at the back.
Yeah.
Fucking, but it was old and decrepit, but we loved it, didn't we? We loved it.
Yeah.
It was a proper football ground. But then again, you go to Wimbledon. I remember going to Player Lane, mate. There was one toilet right in one corner of the ground. It was fucking unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable.
It was the same. I went up to see us play at Oldham.
Yeah.
I went up to Oldham one year when we played them in the League Cup when they were a second division team. There was one hut.
Frankie Bunn.
Yeah. When they had the plastic pitch. And there was one, I don't know what it was, it didn't even look like a garden shed. It just looked like it was just a broken toilet in the back there.
What about fucking Fratton Park? They've got a toilet right next to where they're selling food, hot food.
Yeah,
toilet right next to it. Jesus, I don't know how they got away with that. That's another ground. That's another ground you need to look at, mate. Fratton Park. God, dear, oh dear. Oh. Anyway, it's been great chatting with you on this little bit of nostalgia, a little bit into Stan Kroenke.
Yeah.
No, nice to chat to you, and I hope you come on again, mate. Yeah, come on again sometime.
Yeah, I'd like that. Thanks for inviting me, Claude.
No, it's a pleasure, mate. And to everyone in the chat, I'll be back tonight at 8 o'clock, probably for the Monday night review. Me and Diesel hopefully have another guest on. But take care, everyone. Speak to you soon. And thank you again. Thanks again to Lawrence there. Thank you so much, Lawrence, for coming on, mate.
Thanks, Claude. Bye.